So in this video, I'm gonna go through the example on chapter 6, page 215, and how we're gonna take this particular website that we have right now, and we are going to convert it to a fixed layout with 2 columns. Okay, so we have our website here, and we're gonna just look at the HTML for a little bit. So I'm gonna take this and just put it on the side just for a second. And here is our, sorry about that, basically our HTML. So we have our header element here, and then we have our main. So the first thing that we're gonna do here is to create 2 sections here, or basically 2 portions of the code. So first one, we're gonna take this and we are going to create an aside element. So an aside element, as you know, I'm building this and I can explain you what an aside does. Basically, an aside element, the only thing that it does is tell the browser, it's a semantic element that tells the browser, this is not really important information, is just information that can be on the side of the website. So basically, if you always uh, go to blogs and look at the blogs, like they always have this kind of like a smaller column, or either on the left or on the right, and that's an aside element. Okay, so that's what we use aside. We just put like information that it's not as relevant, it's not basically the main content. We have another element, or another semantic element called section, and a section is basically an element that you're gonna put things in which are more important. That's a section. So we're gonna take all these code here until contact info. We're gonna cut it and we're gonna paste it inside. And I wanna go real quick and try to clean it up so it looks nice and clean. And yeah, all of this, boom, boom. And I think that's good enough for now. So we have now 2 sections. We have within the main, we have an aside and we have a section. So that's gonna allow us to start doing some CSS now. Okay, so let's start doing some CSS. So I'm gonna just save this just in case, and I'm gonna change to my main here. So in main, we're gonna do a couple of things. First of all, we're gonna set the width of the body element. So the width of the body element is gonna be width, and here is gonna be 992 pixels. So again, we said we're gonna do a fixed layout with this. So now you can see that the body element is center already, and it has a 992 pixels. So that's the part that we're gonna keep. And then just to make sure, we have a margin, and now we're gonna add a padding of 0, no, actually is 15 pixels, and then auto, just in case. So again, now you can see that there is a little margin on the top, a little margin on the bottom, and the element is center. So that's great. We're gonna jump to section and aside. Like I already have some code in here, so there is a margin top and a margin bottom. So basically create some margin between the section and the side. That's good to have. Again, margin top and margin bottom. Other elements. So I'm just, kind of like going real quick here. I think now we're gonna jump to the main element. So now we're gonna go here And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a section element. I'm gonna create here a section. And basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set the width of that section element. It's gonna be 535 pixels. So as you can see now, that section is getting smaller. And I'm gonna set a margin left of 20 pixels. So it moves the element a little bit, like, you know, pushed them out of the border and push it to the right. So it looks a little bit better. Padding right. So we're gonna create a padding there, and it's gonna be 25 pixels. So basically the element is gonna be a little bit bigger. And now we're gonna float this element, and it's gonna be floating right. This point, nothing has happened, so that's good. Now I have this main 1, main 2 here. I'm gonna change these to section. Why is that? Because maybe I want the section and the aside have different values, and that's okay. That's why, remember, we can use multiple selectors to say, okay, my heading H1 and my heading H2 in the section elements, I'm going to have these values. So just keep that in mind that we can still do that. So I change those, and then I'm gonna set the styles for the sidebar. So I'm gonna do an aside element here, and I'm gonna set the width again to 300 pixels. I'm just gonna go here, add that. Now I'm gonna set the margin left to 20 pixels, and then I'm gonna set the padding right to 20 pixels as well. No, sorry, 25 pixels. And I'm gonna float this to the right. So look at that. So far so good. Now I'm gonna come here and create, I'm just gonna make sure that I have everything ready here. So I have my sections and I have my aside here that I already created. I'm gonna change these rules to be aside because they're already aside elements. And just to make sure that everything is working well, I'm gonna make sure that I have a clear both for footer, because I don't have that. Look what happens. I already broke the footer. So I have to make sure that I have a clear both. So making sure that I have that, and I have a margin right of 20 pixels. And right now it looks really good. So now I already created a 2-column fixed layout.